What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of In the End There's Always a Disney Guide. Today's episode, we're going to be reviewing What If, Season 1, Episode 7. You guys already know. Before we get into today's episode and before we get into reviewing What If, make sure you guys go, subscribe to my blog and everything, to my site. Get you some merch at shop.disneyguide.tk. And, yeah, let's get started. Let me pull it up, because y'all know it be taking me a minute to get things set up. Okay, here we go. Wait, no, we're not there yet. Okay, here we go. So, What If Season 1, Episode 7? It's taken this long into What If's first season to get an episode that's just plain fun. And no, I don't count the zombie episode. Even the series' better episodes so far have been relatively self-serious. So this week's gleeful energy momentum was an excellent change of pace. Chris Hemsworth has made Thor one of the MCU's most reliably funny heroes, and Episode 7 cements that with a so dumb he's evil version of the character that soars on the actor's enthusiasm. While it doesn't have a deep moral to impart, it does delight with some good old-fashioned silly fun times. Dr. Jane Foster and Darcy observe a cosmological anomaly last detected at the sudden death of a distant star happening in Earth's atmosphere. Turns out to be the god of thunder himself, Thor. But this week's spin on what we know of MCU's history is that this Thor grew up with his trickster brother Loki to keep him in check. The resultant doofus is an exponentially more destructive bull in the galactic china shop, which positions Thor as both villain and comic relief. What If has mixed results, making villains into heroes and vice versa. But Thor's turn as an 80s movie bully who parties so hard he burns out stars was excellent. It's an open secret at this point that Hemsworth, for his considerable action cred, is really a comedic ace, and Party Thor exploits the strength at every turn. Hemsworth has a little ego and reveals in undercutting the gravitas expected of him. Of course, he's no less charming, and that's borne out by Jane's persistent belief in his potential. She's ever the straight woman to the Asgardian antics at hand, but Portman delivers a lighter, feistier Jane here than we've seen up to this point. Fingers crossed for more of this in Love and Thunder. Heck, even Loki, amusingly giant and blue after his upbringing as a giant on Jotunheim. If you guys don't know what Jotunheim, or if you guys play God of War, Jotunheim is like, it's a different realm. I forgot what it's called, but if you play God of War, Jotunheim in Greek mythology is known as the land of the giants, which were extinct if you've played God of War 4 on PlayStation. Love this version of Thor. Their shockingly close relationship, like brothers, here is a subtle reminder of just how heavy the conflict over Asgard's throne weighed on the siblings in the early days of the MCU. And multiverse be damned, Darcy's still gonna be snacky and weird, but like hooking up with and marrying Howard the Duck, weird. I wish Mr. and Mrs. the Duck all the best as the new undisputed power couple of the MCU. A rogue god is no easy foe to neutralize, as Nick Fury confirmed when he finally used Captain Marvel's beeper to call her back to Earth after the snap. What If pulls the development way forward by having acting S.H.I.E.L.D. director Maria Hill summon Carol Danvers back to deal with a blonde terror instead of a purple one. Danvers' appearance feels a little forced. After all, there are only so many who can counter Thor's strength, which is true because Thor is pretty strong. I always thought that I always wondered if Captain Marvel could beat Thor, since her powers come from um an Infinity Stone, and I always wondered if Scarlet Witch too. But surprisingly, if it was a strength competition, they would both lose, shockingly. But as catalyst for a fight scene, episode 7 felt obligated to include She Doesn't Bring some flash. To this point, What If has really relied on animation as a way of executing action that may be impossible, or at least very, very difficult. In its live action counterparts, this week shake up that dynamic in a big way, featuring numerous nods to Golden Age tropes. Yes, Captain Marvel's extended beatdown of the hapless party prince was grand in scale, a further reminder of binary form's power. But seeing France printed in huge letters across the countryside as Thor is punched into the sky is what put a smile on my face. Likewise, there's still time for random cutaways to fire Demon Surtur. Bransley trying to woo the Statue of Liberty. Borrowing one of Ragnarok's greatest strengths, Episode 7 is not afraid to get bizarre. And like Ragnarok, Episode 7 weaves in and out of these tonal shifts with nimbleness. As we near the end of the season of What If, the breadcrumbs leading toward the inevitable crossover endgame are becoming more important. This week's wild appearance of an Ultron successfully inhabiting Vision's body as way his original plan, wielding a complete set of Infinity Stones, was a complete swerve, and it's going to be interesting to see whether What If can pay off this new thread. We've got Ego out there with a likely corrupted Peter Quill and a super pissed evil Doctor Strange in a collapsed pocket universe, which seems like a lot of desperate storylines to reconcile closer to the finale. Of course, the greatest what is up with the Fandral and Goats. No, seriously, what is up with the Fandral and Goats? Now it's time for the verdict. True to its premise, episode 7 of What If is a party, taking the idea of Thor's early ineptitudes and giving them Ragnarok-inducing potential results in the series' most lighthearted installment yet. It doesn't have any clear moral to impact or deep insights into the characters to share, but episode 7 does have a good time, and it's an equally good time to watch. So yeah, you guys, we are close to the What If season 1 for the show, to the series finale. And I want to see what these last 2 episodes are going to be about, I'm not going to lie. I wonder is Ultron going to get his hands on these Infinity Stones and permanently wipe out the existing universe, which could be an alternate reality. You never know about that one. Where the half of the universe permanently stays gone. That would be a good reality to explore. But thank you for listening in to today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you follow this podcast, and make sure you on Google and Spotify and all streaming podcast platforms. And yeah, get you some merch. You guys already know. And yeah, thank you guys for listening in. Bye-bye, guys.